Hello and welcome. For today's video, I am the one who is very much excited to show what we're doing. This is for all my anime fans, for all my Baki fans, my Baki street boys, my Baki stanis, my Baki monos, for all the people who want to build an insanely aesthetic physique, one that is gonna scare people when they see it. They're gonna be like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? This is not normal. How can he look like that? That's gonna be you. It's gonna be you. We're gonna go through all the steps that you need to go through to get exactly to where we are at right now. If you are ready, we're going to start with the easiest exercises first and work our way up to some of the most difficult pull-up variations you have ever seen. If you are ready, let's get right into it. So first things first, we need to get our shoulders primed. For that, we're going to start with classic decompression, just holding on for 10 seconds per side and then switching it up. We really want to decompress that joint, stretch out at least our shoulders, our biceps, our delts, and even our lats if we hang on there for enough time. In between, you can go for both hands and just hold on and decompress, especially your spine, because you're gonna feel that later. So now that we're all stretched out, we can start out with the easiest exercise first, with our shoulders getting into single-sided scapular pull-ups. Start with a short range of motion. We don't want to go all the way up yet. We just want to start activating our traps, our lats, our rhomboids, and get into a groove. Once we're done with the single-sided ones, now we can start out double-sided, symmetrical, scapular pull-ups. So now we want to have a really long range of motion, which means that you need to fully relax. Try and move forward with your head just slightly, and from here we're going to go into full adduction and abduction, of course, with scapular depression and elevation in between. Go for 5 to 6 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets. The same thing goes for the single-sided ones, and then we can move on to the next exercise. Now, you're definitely not going to be surprised that our first pull-up variation is going to be the classic Latissimus pull-up, and this is what we're going to be building our entire workout on. First of all, because those are the largest muscles, especially when it comes to surface area on our backs, and they have the longest range of motion and the most pull in the entire movement. Now, we want to go for a full range of motion, meaning if our chest does not touch the bar, then we have to work on our range of motion. You can open up slightly, making the exercise a little bit easier for your arms and a little bit harder for your lats, or you can go a little bit closer together, which is going to include your arms just a little bit more. Once we're done with that, we can move on to our second pull-up variation. All right, now it's finally time to get into the interesting stuff, starting with our first lateral switches. And we're gonna start with a very short range of motion, meaning we're gonna combine our Latissimus dominant pull-up with the tiniest lateral switch you can do. If this is already too long of a range of motion, you can move a little bit closer and just touch your shoulder to your hand and switch it up. This is going to put a lot of pressure on our shoulders and teach us to move through adduction and abduction asymmetrically, which is what we're going to need later on. Now it's time to get into one of the more advanced exercises, which is going to be our archer pull-up. As soon as this dude is done with his muscle-ups, we're going to get right into it. And there you go. You see, starting out with a very wide grip. This time we're gonna only move laterally. At the very top, we're gonna do some elevation of our scapula and some forward rotation, reverse the whole movement, and of course switch it up to the other side. We want to extend our arm fully and reverse. You can work explosively, or you can slow it down to build more static or less dynamic strength. And we want to go through full range of motion as always, meaning if your shoulders do not touch the bar, then you have some work to do. Now we finally made it to the hardest exercise of today's session, which is an accumulation of everything we've done in the past 15 minutes. We're gonna have the hardest exercise with the longest range of motion being the classic typewriter pull-up up to our chest, and this time we have the longest lateral switches we have been doing. Full extension on one side, you can pull in your legs, extend them, I really do not care. Just be careful to go through, as always, the full range of motion. Now with this one we have full engagement of our traps, our lats, our rear delts, our biceps, and basically every single thing that is going to lead to that insanely looking demon back that we're working on. Now that's basically it for today's session, and it's a little bit more advanced than what we usually do, which is why I brought you to the place where the strongest people in Austria congregate, just so we have a little bit more motivation. If you can go through all of these exercises, you can call yourself an advanced calisthenics athlete. I can guarantee you that, and we're gonna have some insane gains when it comes to our back, our shoulders, our arms, and in general our physique, and just building some real skills instead of just isolating and pumping muscles like we're a couple of idiots. With that said, sadly this is all the time I have left for you today. If you enjoyed the video, like the video and subscribe, and check out other videos on this channel. I'm pretty sure you're gonna like some of them, and I'll see you all tomorrow because we have new videos every single day on this channel. Captain Cairo, peace out.